I'm going to talk about how far you should go or you should be going or looking for your properties, should you stay local or can you go out, or how far should you travel for your rent-to-rent properties? Initially, when I started my property business, I was very particular about it because I had a full-time job at that time, and I didn't really want to go very far. So initial properties that I took were within 20 minutes drive. So I was very lucky where I live, student area isn't too far from there, so it was within 5-mile radius. So initially we took our properties and they were within our within our area, within our vicinity. So basically it was easy. But then as you grow and you look for more properties because you want to add more properties, I used to think, if I have properties too far, how am I going to cope? But guys, it's not always possible for everybody to take, property or start their business in rent-to-rent, especially London or down south. If you're living somewhere there and if you are on a limited budget, say if your budget is only 5k or just under 5k, even 7k, so sometimes it's even better if you can look for properties outside, because if you're looking outside, then it gets easy for you to afford properties, obviously, because rents will be more reasonable. Now this is a myth again. People think that the properties make more profit down south in London. If you rent properties on a rent-to-rent basis there, if you take properties there, they are more profitable, whereas if you take them anywhere else, up north or Midlands or say Birmingham or somewhere else, they think that property will not make as much profit because demand isn't as high. But that's not the case anymore. Property demand is equal, I would say, more or less everywhere. It doesn't really matter. So if you feel that you are on a limited budget, I would definitely urge you guys to go out and look for properties slightly outside your area. So for example, London, Derby, Luton, those type of areas, or even up north, close to Manchester or northeast as well. I mean, depend how far you are, but I would say our couple of hours journey is not really bad because it's still manageable. Because the way you need to think about is, when you take any property, you're not really going to manage it on a daily basis, because this is the beauty of this rent to HMO strategy. You're not really entertaining your guests there. You are keeping your tenants in your property, and because you're keeping your tenants in your property, you don't really need to attend your property as frequently, unless there is a big issue or there is a big problem, then obviously, or if initially when you're taking your property, then yeah, you're doing your viewings and all. But even then you don't need to go there as often, because once your property is all set, you have tenants in the property, then that's it. Property looks after itself.